What is up, guys? Back in today with another reaction on the channel. Today I'll be reacting to the first episode of Serial Experiments Lain. I'm not sure what to expect with this. I've heard it's I'm not really sure what to say, to be honest with you. I've seen people talk about it. I'm never sure if it's kind of received well or if it's yeah, it's a bit of a kind of cult classic, it seems like, within the anime sphere. But again, it has got quite a lot of popularity, so like I said, it's a bit paradoxical already to me. No idea what it's going to be about. It looks quite avant-garde, maybe sci-fi, horror focused. Again, I'm not really sure. It kind of looks like a sci-fi show just based off the key visual artwork. But again, I haven't actually seen anything from this series, so thought I'd give it a try. Let me know if you guys thought about this first episode though down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did enjoy it, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date with these reactions. And yeah, let's see what the show's about. One of the first things I noticed as well is it's not quite 1080p, it's 1078p, which is unusual. But I think this also might be quite disturbing, maybe quite psychological, just based off the looks of things. Pretty much just in English already at the beginning. But yeah, this is, I think it came out in the 2000s. Don't quote me on that. But it's got that really OG style of animation I like. Something very charming about this style, I think. I'm a big fan of the song so far. Again, visually, I'm really not sure what to make of it. Well, that's going on the playlist. Like, this girl is involved in everything. It kind of reminds me a little bit of Persona 4 in a sense, I guess. Old TV stuff. I think that's a crow. Again, sometimes I get a bit confused because there's quite a few similar looking types of birds. That doesn't bode too well. And our hat's just stopped in motion. Again, like, what did I get from this opening, visual wise? Nothing to tell me what this is about. I mean, don't get me wrong, there's probably a lot of stuff signifying what's going to happen in the show, but I still, like, I got no idea what kind of genre this is going to be. Again, it seems quite psychological and emotional. I don't know. The lyrics are very emotional. But love that song. Love that song. Weird Layer 01. It also seems like it's gonna be like maybe like quite Matrix like. I don't know. I haven't watched Matrix in years. Something you should figure out for yourself. Whose blood is this? Oh crap, what the fuck? I don't need to stay in a place like this. Oh, Jesus. Well, yeah, quite the disturbing start already. Well, damn. One way to start your show. Bloodstains literally covering everything in this show. In the shadows of everything. I feel like that is definitely some kind of message, isn't it? Again, kind of that's what I love about Persona games that I'm playing recently. A lot of focus on, might not be, there's a lot of focus on the kind of hidden side of humans and personas, of course. But every shadow is like getting painted with blood. That's guilty. It's like, yeah, I don't know. It's probably going to be one of those shows that has a lot of like, I wouldn't say subliminal messaging, but it's got a lot of story and such written in just like visuals and so on. I'm not the best at reading stuff like that, but I will try. I'll try and give my interpretation of things. Yeah, Japanese carts are usually meant to be quite quiet, aren't they? Did she actually say that out loud? Everyone's reactions would say so, but perhaps it was again something that went through the electrical lines, or as we see her in the TVs and such. Who knows? They're going to be like a supernatural element to this. Kind of looked quite grounded from the opening, but again, we did also see some strange things. Not sure if that's just like playing tricks, like tricks in their mind and so on. So her shadow is slightly different, isn't it? It's a different kind of texture in there. Everybody hurry. I imagine that was her. Oh, got pranked. I was assuming that was maybe her friend that died. Our main character is called Lane. Serial Experiments Lain. Are the experiments on Lane? Or is she the one doing experiments? Is a question I have now. That the girl who died. That reminds me of a movie. I've been looking. I've been trying to find this movie honestly for years. I watched it around the time I watched, I think it's Smiley, which had Shane Dawson in it. Yeah, that'll be a throwback to you guys that were uh, horror fans and such during that time, and it was a god awful movie. God awful movie. But around that time, I also watched a movie about a girl who went to high school that died, and there's quite a few horror movies with this premise. That she died, and I think her Facebook was like still going. I think there was a video of her like pooping or something. Like they're at a party and she like pooped on the floor somewhere or something like that, and she got bullied really hard for it, and then she died. Again, I'm not talking about a good horror movie here. I've just really been interested to find what the name of it is for years. If any of you guys can let me know, that would be appreciated. But yeah, she got bullied and then she died. And yeah, she ended up like haunting the people. And again, it's not a good movie. I remember it because it was another one of that was a terrible time for horror. Along with again Smiley, Bye Bye Man, stuff like that. They all kind of fall within a similar realm of just like poopy horror movies. But again, I don't know why I've just been interested to find out the name of what that is. But yeah, the old dead person kind of messaging you and so on isn't past me. Is One Missed Call. I watched the Japanese. I haven't watched the American version, but I've watched the Japanese version of that, and that's similar in a sense, I guess. It also reminds me of like old emails that you'd get through you'd get old like emails back in like the late 2000s. I remember people from school would like email me like copy pastas of email this around and you won't get cursed for 100 years or something along those lines. If you don't email this to 10 other people, so and so will happen. They're a little bit scary when you're a kid. When I was first getting like the internet and stuff. I hate chalk, by the way. When I was in primary school, that always makes me tense up and feel horrible. Chalk on a chalkboard. I hate the feeling of it. It makes me kind of cringe and seize up to this day, honestly. I hate it. What's it like when you die? Really hurt. It's quite interesting. That I reckon that's actually read as it hurts. It really hurts. Then what's it like when you die? As I said, I feel like a lot of the storytelling seemingly will probably be in a lot of the visuals in this show. That's super minimalist, isn't it? Empty ass room. I've got a pretty empty room, but everything like packed in the corner, bed on the side, and that's it. Again, I've just realised the irony in that. I've pretty much got the same. That's a cute little cap, isn't it? So is this a computer? What is that device? It's like a big Pokedex. It is a computer. Jeez. Look at that thing. It's got voice detection. Wow. What does it say? never. I don't know what exactly horror movie I learned this from, but never talk to dead people. I think it's just throughout a few horror movies, like Ouija movies and movies again talking about people like online applications with people that are dead. It's just a bad idea to talk to them because it's either a ghost or it's someone using their account and they're just being disgusting. So her consciousness is alive within electric currents or something, perhaps? Koniwa Kami-sama. God is within the computer. Hmm. Well, it's about maybe even more strange than I thought it would be. But it's about what I thought, to be honest. Which is a good thing. I'm kind of looking for something like weird and different. Again, big horror fan here, so yeah, it's always uniqueness is always appreciated for me. Got some cute outfits, hasn't he? Very unemotional girl, though, isn't she, as well? I haven't seen a drop of emotion in any sense from her so far. Again, it becomes rumours for a reason at school that a dead person is messaging you. I mean, it's unusual behaviour. But human inquisitiveness is always going to be a thing, and curiosity. Don't get me wrong, but to like talk to a dead person like she did is it wouldn't be considered normal, I guess. You'd either like freak out or just not do it. And if you did say something to it and you got an answer back, you would be even more freaked out, I imagine. Mm. Fucking hell, this guy's loving it. What's he doing? My god, as well, by the way, this is some setup. This guy's got fucking like 20 runners. Look at him. That setup is ridiculous, especially during this time. Well, this guy's a freak, isn't he? Jesus, did you guys hear that? He sound like the Joker. What was he doing? I'm assuming. Sorry about this, guys. I do just want to look up when this was made again. I'm assuming it was early 2000s, maybe late 90s. Not really 100% sure. Maybe should have looked up beforehand. But he looked like he was golden right there, didn't he? Jesus Christ. It looked like he was on like some kind of forums, maybe some like risque. Just judging based off the character models there for their avatars, it looked like there was some like kind of promiscuous type models there or something. I'll look into it a little bit more in a second when I get this out. This was made in it was it was the year I was born, 1998. So yeah, that's even earlier than I did assume. It's actually looking at the genres, it's got loads of genres on it. Interesting. But yeah, this guy is very connected, isn't he? Again, especially for this kind of time period. Yeah, I feel like there's gonna be, just judging, like probably visually got quite a lot to go off, but like story wise, I like haven't got too much to go off. It kind of seems like it's going to focus on connections made through the internet, which is a big thing nowadays. With I think TikTok's now getting banned. People are moving over to this like Chinese app and talking to a lot of Chinese people and find out Chinese people aren't the devil. It's that whole kind of like classic like Attack on Titan kind of plot line and so on. It's like, oh no, we were never spoke to these people, so we always thought they were evil. That kind of thing in the real world, though. Funnily enough, but yeah, the internet's been a major connector of people. When I was growing up, again, I was born in 98. When I went through primary school, it was not a thing. No one ever really spoke about it. People had like flip phones and such, and then when I got to high school, first year it was just like reasonably normal and such as well. But from the year after, like my second, third, fourth year of high school, during that like time period, which would have been about the 2010s, early 2010s, BlackBerry phones, iPhones, Facebook, Twitter, things just like the graph of things probably was going like quite smoothly up, and then things just like seemed to go straight up into like connectivity. People would just talk to strangers. My friends would talk to people on the internet they'd never met and would meet them in real life, and it would always be kind of weird meeting a bunch of strangers that you've spoken to on the internet in real life. And yeah, it was a massive kind of boom in stuff like this. So it's, I imagine this is so kind of popularized. I'm not really sure what the good word for it is. Again, in like horror movies, it'd be called like a cult classic, where something like The Thing or In the Mouth of Madness were considered like bad movies when they came out. Actually, nowadays are considered masterpieces, in my opinion. And many other people's opinions. It kind of maybe feels something similar to that, although again, I'm not sure what the initial reception to this was. It did say in one of the genres award-winning, so it was probably heralded quite good here. But it's one of those messages that probably just actually gets better over time, if you know what I'm saying, just purely based off what we've seen so far. Seems like there's some kind of god within the kind of internet or electric realm or something here that not sure if that's like an entity born of all these people, kind of like an AI kind of thing, where like it's an entity kind of born from all of these people connecting all over the world, perhaps like people like this, people like her father that talk to a bunch of random strangers on the internet. Could be God knows where. I'm not really sure. Could be to do with like some black market, black internet stuff, which I've never been on myself, but I have watched like. Unfortunately, I've been, I wouldn't say scarred, I wouldn't say too scarred, but I've seen like videos from people actually killing people and like quite ruthless black internet kind of videos myself. Everyone knows like the 2 girls 1 cup stuff and things like that, but yeah, I've seen like mafias kind of like behead people. It was like this challenge kind of website, I think, and yeah, I wish I didn't do it, because seeing someone actually die like that, it wasn't in real life because I watched it over the internet, but seeing it really happen was really disgusting, and it affected me a lot more than I thought it would, considering I'm such a big fan of horror movies. But apologies going on such a large tangent here. I was actually meant to be talking again about the plot of the show and how I find it really interesting. That again, it's focusing on this during the late 90s, which again was a surge of like the internet and such, but it wasn't I don't think it was considered massive back in this time. I don't think. It's just an interesting concept, isn't it? Some other kind of entity, seemingly god to the dead girl. She's within this kind of space, so perhaps it is someone akin to God, considering she is alive within the internet, seemingly. Yeah, sorry about going on there. I went off an absolute tangent. This I'm surprised I haven't seen that like memed or like used in like clips or something. That's a really funny clip. What he sounds like right there. What a strange man. So is it not the internet but the electric that it is? For sure. I feel like I'm going to say that a lot during the show. I'm not really sure. There's a lot of yeah. There's a lot going on. Very trippy, isn't it? You don't want to watch this show on shrooms or anything. I'm watching it first thing in the morning, so might not be best for my psyche. I don't know. Again, I don't know about you guys, but I see an eyeball right there. Oh, she's on the train tracks. Is her just like trying to understand what? I think someone offed themselves on the train tracks on the train she was on. It's her like in their shoes. Yeah. Jesus. That's two more than yeah I wanted to see today. Um, and like, what's that about? It's like the thing. Like, there's people out there that can like, instantly understand stuff like that. That's not quite the case for me. She got like some kind of vision into like the. Is that what that was? Like we see when we rewind back how she got to that. Like she experienced the track again. I imagine that was someone jump on the tracks there. She just randomly ended up here. Kind of seems like that affected her a little bit. And it's just like everyone just like fades out. They're just doing their business. Very trippy stuff right here. And then like she was in this scene with all the wires and such, all the telephone poles that connect everybody again. Perhaps this mist is like, yeah, it's probably not very right, but so like mist like came down and she's like connected to the wires and the people in a different way than everybody else in the world, and she like the internet stuff kind of filtered down this gas to show her what the person that offed herself from the train went through a little bit there. She got a view of it, and that was given to her by the person that died. Um, because her consciousness, just like the girl we saw at the start of the episode, her consciousness also went into internet slash electricity lines and such. I don't fucking know. I don't know. It might be way too early to be talking about stuff like this, but this kind of fog settles in, and then she ends up hallucinating. A little bit like Silent Hill. Maybe Silent Hill kind of. I think this came out the same year. I'm not. Don't quote me on that. Yeah, I'm a big fan of Silent Hill. Big fan. I haven't ever played. I say that I haven't ever played the first one. I was kind of hoping they'd remake the first one, but they remade the second one, which is a little bit annoying because the second one is probably the one I've played the most. Even though I think I'd say third is maybe my favorite. Second one's my favorite story-wise, of course, but just to actually play, I think the third one might be my favorite. But yeah, enough about that. Yeah. I think this is also probably one of those shows that you want to read discussions about as well, which I will do. Although I'm always a bit apprehensive about doing that because there's always idiots spoiling things. But this has been out way long enough for people to remove those kind of spoiler bits in conversations, luckily enough. So yeah, it's like she's kind of seeing Coda there. Come to the Wired as soon as you can. So is that just asking her to offer herself and join them in their kind of collective consciousness? Is that what it is? Is it a collective consciousness, or is it a consciousness? Or yeah, I don't know. All these wires are very ominous now, aren't they? I love stuff like this where it just makes something so mundane and so everyday, like the telephone wires above your head, quite horrifying actually. Makes you feels your attention when you see them, and yeah. I love the psychological effect of making something that just walk by and ignore every day, make it quite scary and ominous. I think that image was created by the fog that we saw her view. The fog from the electricity lines. To be continued. Okay. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. Again, quite a lot to take in. It's weird because it's quite simple and there's not a lot to take in, but there is also like a hell of a lot to take in, and it's actually very complex. Like again, it's very paradoxical. I'm a very paradoxical person, so the show probably fits me quite well. Yeah, good start. I liked it. Again, I'm not fully sure what I make of it, but only one episode in, to be fair. But yeah, just about as strange as I could imagine it would be. I think the premise seems interesting though. Again, some kind of like when people seem like depressed. I don't know if they're depressed or they've just been preyed upon by this kind of consciousness. But people that have taken their own lives, their consciousness being uploaded to like the internet, and not even the internet, but just like phone wires and stuff. Interesting to see where it goes. And as you guys know, I love this kind of style. I love the look of this show. I said about like things being like heralded after they come out. I sometimes wonder if like an anime like this came out today, looking exactly as it does, it would probably be considered trash by most people, which is quite awful to think about, isn't it? I think about the recent like Sakamoto Days episode, and people just seem to value looks over everything nowadays. Like, again, I love the look of this, and as I said, I feel like if anything looked like this nowadays that came out, it would just get shat on, which really sucks because then you don't get really awesome and interesting styles like this. But yeah, thank you guys for watching. Really enjoyed this. Again, not too much I can take from it. So yeah, just because of the nature of how it is, it's very ambiguous, isn't it? Like I said, it shows, it tells a lot of story through visuals, and yeah, again, I'm not someone to kind of like instantly kind of figure out what the meaning of something is, but I did say I would look at some discussions. It's a shame that I'm going to be pre-uploading this. Like, I'll probably be at least like 6 or 7 episodes ahead before I upload the first episode, so it's a shame I can't interact with you guys in the comment section before next episode, for example. But again, I will read up a little bit on this and get some other people's interpretations on the first episode, and again, hopefully I don't get spoiled or anything. But yeah, it was really intriguing, wasn't it? And I think it's going to be a topic I'm really interested in. As I become an adult, I really love the sci-fi kind of genre, and this very much seems like a kind of psychological sci-fi show, and they're some of my absolute favourites. So yeah, can't wait to see what we've got in the second one. Let me know what you guys thought about this first episode down in the comment section. Make sure to leave a like on the video if you guys did like, and subscribe to the channel if you want to keep up to date, and I'll see you guys next time.